see whether T1 can do that thing that they often do, where they lose a couple of games because they have a bit of fun, and then they realize that they have to lock in.
Serie A auf der Zone mit Originalkommentator, aber ich kein Wort Italienisch spreche. Ich habe auf meine YouTube For You reingedrückt bekommen, dass Last-Minute-Treffer kam im Derby.
We're getting a little bit into Talia territory, right? In terms of
Also vermutlich auch dementsprechend dann ein geiles Ding oder was?
Curious to see
Allgemein Inter, ne?
if that pick is going to come through.
Das wäre was skandalös, warum?
Have quite an eclectic champion pool. We mentioned we love him on the melees, we love him on the aggressive dive picks. He's played Morgana mid. He does what he wants, okay? Indeed. He is a type of player that might have another creative strategy planned and prepared here going to this one. Because one thing seems very
Nami raus, statt Lucian gebannt diesmal. Aha, also den Lucian für Nami bannen geswappt.
We'll see what happens.
Für die Gotcha. WA plus Ref dran wieder.
BNK seemed like they came in with a much stronger game plan. And T1 have kind of just been flexing around it and playing standard and believing they're the stronger team, which everybody believed, by the way.
Ist noch offen, also Sion ist immer noch offen.
Brought strats. Let's see if T1 have any strategies of their own.
Sion ist weiterhin offen.
Is not going to be it, as they are going to ban that one away. The Nami taken away as well to make sure that there is no Corki or Lucian shenanigans. I actually think that the Nami ban is really cool. Kind of helps shore up a Corki or a Lucian lock-in.
I wonder if BNK leave the Nico up and see if T1 ban it. Because if you just end up getting Nico, I think they have to ban it now with the Karma ban. If they get Nico,
aber ist das raus im Jungle? Also wurde schon im Jungle gespielt. Sante wirst du first picken. Yunara. Yunara ist offen. Yunara Corki.
And they just first pick Slam it, I think, even with Corki available, if that Nico gets banned right here. This is such an awkward...
Ja, Yunara Corki ist offen und Nami ist gebannt. Also Yunara bist du da, er hätte im Draft, also er hätte im Trade, glaube ich. Sollte Yunara werden, oder?
Diablo gets the Yunara. That's
Lulu ist raus.
Well, they haven't locked it in yet.
Sollte Yunara werden, denke ich.
That is what they're going to look towards.
And it's crazy that, like, because Rumble was played so early on in this game, that's not really a consideration either. You'd have such a, it feels to me, obvious choice here. There's a lot of discussion going on probably about what matchups they want to play into the Corki, which will probably be picked in response here. Lucian is still available. And they're actually going to go for Lucian instead. Just Diablo saying, I want this side of the matchup, despite the fact that Nami...
Okay, es heißt Lucian Milio, Lucian Braum. Also viele Enchanter sind raus. Lucian Yunara wirklich, also okay. Meine Idee wäre halt, okay, du hast Nico, Nami, Karma, Bart, Lulu, Seraphine raus, right? Mir fallen nicht mehr viele Enchanter ein. Das heißt, und Yunara Milio ist nicht so geil. Das heißt, wenn die davon ausgehen, dass er jetzt mit Yunara eben kein guter Enchanter... Wow, Aurora ist auch... Wenn er jetzt kein guter Enchanter kommt und die dann Lucian Milio gehen können oder sowas, oder Lucian Braum, maybe. Maybe. Aber Aurora nicht picken, echt komplett vergessen, der ist so OP. Lucian ist gut in Yunara. Ja, aber auch nur... I'm not sure.
See what they want to grab. Like, they could grab a jungle pick here, but it would be blind. The Yunara feels obvious, right? It seems like they're using this time to discuss all the other possibilities rather than deciding whether they're going to pick Yunara or not, because that part seemed pretty obvious.
Well,
ja, für Rumble, aber Rumble ist raus.
Rumble ist raus.
Das ist einfach OP, oder nicht? Sion auf Toplane wäre halt noch offen. Aber... I don't know. Ja, willst du jetzt wird's awkward, weil pickst du jetzt Support? Und was blind pickst du dann? Braum oder Milio? Weil die könnten auch dann, also wenn du Braum blind pickst, dann kommt halt hoffentlich irgendein Enchanter, der punished. Okay, sie gehen für Milio. Okay. Okay. So, müssen jetzt Nautilus auf 3 gehen? Bisschen cringe. Sion geht nicht hinter Aurora, ist so schlecht. Also ich weiß, dass es ein Name-Bully ist, aber ist so schlecht.
Getting something that can reliably get on top of Yunara is kind of what they want, but instead, Twisted Fate being considered, and Vikla will lock that one away. We've seen Showmaker find a lot of success on this champion so far. Obviously, he is one of our better Twisted Fate players, as he does have many years of mastery on the champion. But Faker, let's see what he's going to do, whether he's going to be donating that Aurora towards the top side of the map, or whether it's going to be something else.
Ja, TF auf 3. Dann brauchen die jetzt aber einen Carry auf AD. Brauchen den Jungle, ja, sowas wie Nafiri. Wie wär's mit Nafiri? Die müssen auch auf 3 gehen, ja. Das war abzusehen.
Vikla has played nearly 400 professional games of League of Legends. He has played 4 games of Twisted Fate. Wow, pretty bold position to pick this here for him, given that he has strayed from it, even when it was at its strongest. We had 80 Twisted Fate and stuff like that. Pretty crazy stuff. BNK coming with the strats today is the Nautilus makes a lot of sense. You just got to lock down the solution, especially now that the Twisted Fate is there. You know this is going to be mainly a one-threat composition for the side of BNK.
Nein, keine One-Threat-Composition. Wie wär's mit einem Nafiri-Pick?
Next tier of junglers. Mondo's certainly there. Lee Sin, definitely one of those. And T1 will have the first choice after we do get out of this banning phase. So Owner will be able to get the first pick of the rest of the litter that are available.
I think the Nautilus pick was super smart because if you're T1, you need any way to get on top of this Lucian. Lee Sin was a great ban as well. It's very strong right now, but another one of those picks that can find creative angles. And the Milio can't really outplay very easily either. Jace taken away now, making it feel like this
Los auf Vlog, ey.
is going to be a top lane Aurora pick.
Kann ich Volibear noch Jungle spielen? Wenn ja, mit welchem Bild? Kannst du, welcher Bild? Immer noch Dusk und Dawn wahrscheinlich. Bis 5. Dusk und Dawn und dann entweder Flickerblade Tank oder Tank. Jace Mundo raus, Lee Sin raus, Pick Nafiri.
Time is ticking down.
They're probably struggling because like there's just not that much engage left. Talia is another thing that could give this Lucian problems and also match the Twisted Fate in rotation.
Oh, ich sehe, was picken wir auf Toplane? Ich habe keine Sante und tankst es einfach oder was?
And he's gonna lock it in. Malphite has been not all that successful here in the LCK, but thankfully Fake.
Das brauchen aber auch eigentlich eine AD. Gehen die Tristana Mitte dann? Oder Aurora Mitte? Trundle. Oh, sie können Trundle gehen. Actually. Wait, die könnten wirklich Trundle gehen. Oder Nafiri.
They might just put clear on, well, I was going to say Scion duty, but into the Aurora would have been a
Yasuo Mitte. Oh, könnte auch funktionieren. Yasuo unter TF mit Malphite? Ja. Ist Jordan raus, wenn die verlieren? Nein.
They could honestly almost even change this draft up completely and go for like Graves or Kindred and just add some extra damage and protect the solution further and deal with the Malphite. So it's going to be Trundle, which is great into Malphite as well.
Was a little bit buffed on this patch as well. And so just a few extra numbers here and there. So the Trundle feeling all right, and you can also just strip the resistances of the Malphite. He ults his way in.
Ja, was machen wir?
Subjugated and dies. Is kind of what it's going to look like. However, the Wombo is going to be the problem, right? Carrier and Owner, if they're working together effectively, which is
Yasuo?
a lot of world
Boxer auf dem Jax. Safe den Draft, glaube ich nicht. Oder? Sag es, Jax gegen Milio Q ist nicht sehr leicht zu spielen. Weiß ich nicht.
I like the Jax in our matchup, but most people have considered this Gnar to be
Weiß
a
nicht.
strong counter pick. And Doran is essentially saying, I can handle that because it will be worth it to have another threat. We saw already with Rich pulling this off with the Malphite ultimate to set it up. Counter-Strike plus Malphite ult onto multiple people could be massive. But in this draft, you really only need to hit the Lucian. That's the main target. That is the main goal here. And T1 have all of the tools to kill Diablo that you could ever ask for in a draft this deep into Fearless. Sure, the early game is going to be a little bit scary for the Jax. It's a little bit volatile if Doran makes a mistake.
Mal schauen. Vielleicht kocht Diablo.
Into this composition will also be massive because he can, of course, just ignore gold cards and can otherwise absorb all of that Lucian damage during Counter-Strike. The Gnar at least offers you a second AD threat and will give you a little bit of side lane power as long as it doesn't fall behind. This is such a statement series from Diablo, and the drafting here in this fourth game reflects that as well.
It really does. Looking forward to seeing what they can make of it. But this time around, I feel like T1 have a much better looking draft in comparison to the last game, right? This one looks like it's a little bit more honest, and we'll see whether BNK can still do it.
War es ein Evoli oder nah auf dem Schild? Bestimmt ein nah. Oder das Maskottchen von BFX, hab ich drauf geachtet. So, wie machen wir's?
right. We didn't have the shriek in the fan chants for BNK this time around. We'll just have to see.
Late invade bot.
Because that wasn't
Love it.
there, or whether it
Love
is
it.
not actually a factor.
Atlas is looking at the stats.
Yeah.
Late invade bot. Love it. Wirklich.
As Vikla finds a red card.
Sehr gut.
Shout out to Reginald. You love to see it. Oh, that's a deep cut. It's been a while.
Right. Raptors just said we're going to start up some vertical jungling right away.
He is just going to eat rock. That is what he's thinking about doing. Whether he can make Owner's life bad.
Was nerfed a little bit. You know, at the very beginning of this season, he was a lot stronger. As we're going to see a little bit of a trade here. But I think that messing up the pathing of the Malphite and just kind of slowing him down a little bit can be really strong, especially because Malphite, the thing about Malphite in the jungle, one of his biggest weaknesses is he doesn't want to interact with the other jungler
Ready, danke für den Raid.
most of the time ever at all.
Wie schnell kriegt ihr Trundle Blue und Grom? Ziemlich schnell. Kann Level 3 Bot hin. Nach der Series wieder du und nach der Series muss ich packen. Also nee. Ich bin erst am Mittwoch wieder zurück. Julian Genfi noch offen? Yes.
And that's the whole name of the game here. And this is one of the better Malphite drafts that we've seen, because I think for me, I was kind of low on Malphite earlier this year because a lot of time he was the only engage or the only primary way to set up. In this game, he has a Nautilus to press R to make sure he guarantees gets it, and then
Gehst zur LCK, ja, man fegt der Flieger ab, so 17 Uhr rum. Wohin geht's? Nach Berlin. LCK morgen übermorgen aus
Malphite draft.
Yeah. And now you can see Ona is forced to move towards K's side.
Nachher LCK daraus ist der Gewinner. Interesting, jetzt gibst du den. I mean, das ist aber fein. Dieser Mapsplit ist komplett fein. Warte, was macht Raptor? Ich wollte gerade sagen, der Mapsplit ist komplett fein, weil deine Bot halt punishen kann.
In this game, as Faker finding a lot of damage onto Vikla. It looks like Ona has successfully been able to get himself this blue buff. And Raptor caught happy feeding just a little bit here. Wanted to double check to make sure that Ona wasn't taking his bottom side. And he indeed wasn't. He had to straight towards the top lane.
Der wirkt TF noch starker, wenn die beste Runde, Red. Ja, nicht so ganz sicher, was sich Raptor da gedacht hat, aber ist fein. Die Idee vom Mapsplit ist, ist ja sowieso gut. Also, wenn du halt eine Range-Bot dann hast, die pushen muss. Okay.
After Carrier gets in, and that double tap doing a fair bit of work there.
Diablo is ready to play the game.
Oh yeah. He has got plenty of warm hugs here from Kellen. Melio's abilities are just the best.
Give him a warm hug so he can massacre the enemy at high range.
And I really like that Breath of Life it's the ultimate ability, and now that Aurelion Soul has changed, he doesn't have Breath of Light anymore, and so at least it's kind of similar. There you go. You get as a play-by-play, I get to say that name, like kind of still. All right, Ona going to get discovered here by Raptor. That's kind of what Raptor is really liked here. As Kellen way too much damage towards the bottom lane, lit on fire.
Kellen
over the mega fire.
Okay.
Crazy from Pays.
Diablo
okay.
Damage back, but they do get all of the summoners out of Kellen.
Yeah, this can backfire because Diablo is.
Bist du alleine in der Arena? Ja, ich mache alleine.
3 now here in the jungle.
Rock. See? Told you wanted to eat the rock as Pays.
Yeah.
He just gets flashed on because his flash was.
Watching it, it was a really cool flash.
Ich war sehr behind.
From Pays, but unfortunately it doesn't result in the kill. So
ich war sehr behind.
That's a problem because now he doesn't have it. Diablo's also at full health because all of Pays' Q was used on Kellen. Doesn't have Q anymore. Has to stack it back up. Doesn't have flash.
Guter Q.
Over the wall from Kellen sets it up.
It's beautiful.
Very on hard, by the way.
He can invest his flash in order to grab that kill.
Aber ich guess, er wäre so oder so zufrieden, wenn Raptor kommt.
On the top side of the map.
Okay.
And so therefore, on the upper side of the map, he wasn't on the top side. He was in the bottom lane, but still. Too far away, as now Vikla fighting against Faker here momentarily. Stacks up the deck, but unfortunately just has to walk away. And Faker now hits level 6, so does Vikla. We'll see where the gate is going to be going, as Cannon denied here by BNK. It has been a little bit of a bottom lane problem for T1. Diablo is having the series of his life right now. And we know this guy is an incredible player, but they haven't quite reached the we can take down T1.
Brauchen Drakes early auf jeden Fall, klar.
Exactly, it hasn't been to the level of.
Was kauft Diablo? Ach, Krakenslayer. Aha.
And not only defending world champion AD carry in this scenario, because Page slotted into Guma's spot, but he is absolutely having the series of his life. And they're drafting for him too in this one. Like, you know, this is BNK saying, we trust this guy, he's young, he's not that experienced just yet, hasn't played too many big best of fives like this. But we know that he is just not going to get nervous, he's not going to choke, he's going to perform. And outplays FaZe and Keria there in the bottom side.
Yeah, does so beautifully. And this was first pick, right? You love to see a first pick pay off. Manages to get that that first blood. So all of that extra money to
Aber dann Diable sagen, ja, ich weiß nicht, wie man es aussprechen würde.
As well. So Diable's very scary. And we do have a rock down here once again.
Diable?
Has just hit level 6 as well.
Das ist komisch an.
And Raptor is nowhere in the vicinity. So a possible option here as they do turn off the lights, but there is a ward still here.
Haben die Angst wegen DPS-Issues?
We'll get some advanced warning of the rock.
Der DPS ist okay, oder? Oh, wow, wow. Er hat noch Barrier.
Yeah, no flash for Diablo after the previous play.
Okay.
Caster curse, perhaps.
Er ist reingeht in die Map, to be fair. I mean, good executed, aber...
Right into the waiting arms of the Malphite.
Oh, nein, Kraken, ich könnte es dir nicht sagen. Ich könnte es dir nicht sagen, to be honest.
Keria does pick up the kill, so it's not as good as it could have been here for T1, but it is pretty massive to get FaZe back on footing of some sort, you know, back on, I don't want to say even footing, but he's no longer massively behind in CS. So it's a successful gank this time around as one of the only real counterplays to Malphite Ultimate is reacting quickly and pressing flash in situations like this. Owner predicts the dash, but also knows that Kellen can't help, and there's also a Nautilus there. So even if he doesn't dash there, he dies, right? Yeah. So it's kind of checkmate in this scenario.
And no level 6 or anything like that for Kellen, and I don't think that would have helped either, because knockups are not really that affected from the cleanse. So Vikla continuing to get harassed here by Faker in this mid lane, but he is kind of cheating, right? So he is going to be developing plenty of money on this Twisted Fate.
Problem ist eher, dass der umgeht einfach auf Midwaves, oder? Also längere Midlane-Standoffs und so. Geht er einfach um. Hatten wir, glaube ich, bei... Wer war's? Masu. Masu hat das letztes Jahr schon gemacht mit dem Krakenslayer und der war perma War nicht sehr geil.
Will get knocked up as FaZe is going to be the target, but he takes a long time to kill. Raptor just tanks it up, and he will be A-OK. Wildcard's not enough to take down Carrier, and the Rock is moving in. Faker there as well. Walks over control vision as Diablo.
Wie machen wir's?
Trying to get more kills. As Faker goes between worlds, but
haben noch Flash of Lucian.
Carrier gets the Titan's Wrath as this.
Schön. Schön. Oh mein Gott, er kriegt ihn trotzdem. Oh nein. Oh nein, nicht schön. Nicht schön. Gibt Diana das Mana-Ding? Ja, nicht schön. Oh nein, Viklas. Okay.
That's a little awkward cutaway. I heard a flash.
Yeah, was that a flash gold card? Yeah, we're going to see that in live. Oh Vikla just grabs the solo bolo.
Weiter, Faker ist tot. Warte, wie zur Hölle ist der da gerade gestorben?
Because it was a fairly even trade at the start of this, and then Diablo, he just can't help himself. I mean, that's why he's so good, but also maybe just play slower. He wanted to avoid getting hit by the edge of this, but then he's like, oh, maybe I'm going to die no matter what. I want to go for Keria. Still flashes the ultimate, by the way, because he's a psycho. Yeah. Not 100% sure about that flash from Kellen to try to get in there and give him a heal, but ultimately,
I like the idea.
Yeah, the gusto was real. Flash gold card means he knows he has the extra damage. Qs, it's the auto.
And needed that sidestep. If he doesn't get that sidestep, then they both die. Or just he dies and looks very silly. So Vikla living life on the edge, but it's going to pay off here.
Rocket Belt Aurora wieder.
For the Twisted Fate, means he gets his Rod of Ages completed very early.
Exactly. After that kill, he can just buy it on the back. And now he's going to be building it early. He's a level up on Faker.
And does manage to get that gold card as well, so gets himself to a safe range.
He just says, Faker, if you want to trade with me, you're going to lose those minions. And Faker does, in fact, lose those minions.
He acquiesced.
I'm trying to look at this game state and really quantify who's ahead. I think the game is incredibly even because, yes, the lead was there for Diablo. Obviously, the lead for Vikla is somewhat based on his passive, but he has 2 kills. Doesn't necessarily mean he can take over the game on Twisted Fate. So T1 still feeling pretty fine in this game if they can make a play here bottom side, but...
Oh yeah, if Raptor's here, it's still a scary time.
Warte mal.
Faker tries to go for the worlds, and Vikla just stands still. He's
Brother?
got so much health with this Rod of Ages already done, and Faker
Macht
just
keinen Damage, ne?
out of there. Thankfully survives, but that means full wave control over to Vikla.
Kraken Lucian hat was? Ja, not sure.
I mean, Vikla,
Ja, ein bisschen mehr DPS.
Malphite wasn't nearby.
Aber ob das gut ist, weiß ich nicht.
To chase down and get that kill. Obviously, Owner was nearby on the bottom side scuffle, so he does not commit to it, but still gets a lot of extra value here. And now the Malphite is not in the bottom lane, so they actually have full prio for the second dragon of the game. And this is what you want to be doing with this composition, constantly playing through Lucian, constantly playing through your bottom side control, and setting up every single objective before this Yunara becomes a bigger threat later on. You know, Cull is running here for Pays.
Oh, Vikla goes back and completes some items here at the same time. Faker looks to try and grab that plate, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so as Diablo's dashing in. Hook is not going to connect there as the fire kick comes down. Has to invest the ultimate, does Carrier, as the Drake is going to be taken here. Now Owner is looking to try and pick up the kill on to clear that Mega Knight. Through though, and he elects, oh, he didn't even...
Okay.
Owner wasn't able to get too much of a follow-up, and there is a big difference between a Malphite ganking without ult and a Malphite ganking with ult.
Yes, and also there's a pretty big difference in the impact that he when he didn't secure the kill made, and this gank here on the bottom side securing more points.
Wann kommt die TF-Ulti?
Accelerated Lucian and getting the flash and ult out of Carrier. So another defensive tool here down in the bottom lane.
Sieht ja gar nicht so schlecht aus.
As Vikla is just walking it off in this matchup.
Yeah, these are Merc Treads. Certainly looking.
Ich habe die Befürchtung, dass da ein Random Fight kommen wird, wo die Yunara so 2 Kills bekommt und dann ist guckt. Aber er spielt auch ohne Cleanse. Actually. Warte mal.
This is a really
Finde ich sehr greedy.
Strong position for BNK, but again, not alone enough yet to feel like this game is in the bag, but they're doing everything correctly thus far.
Yeah, I think Doran certainly has a lot more agency in this game. Than what he's had previously. It's also an Ocean Soul, so
und es ist halt, okay, es ist halt Enchanter gegen Nautilus, ne? Das heißt, dieser Enchanter wird insane scalen. Also Emilio mit Echo Speeder ist auch krank.
Going to be the third one on the map to pick one up.
Wow, bit of a swap here up to the top lane for Diablo. Does have his quest completed, so the penalty not going to apply that Ox was talking about before, and they're going to try to kill Doran and take this turret off the map. Pays cannot impact this at all.
Yep, Nara is just going to be thrown out for fun there from Clear, and I don't think Doran is going to be able to do much of anything at all. There's the culling. That's going to take him down, and now they're looking for the turret here as well. That'll be
okay. Hey. Okay.
Away from that bottom outer. And when you group up to take turrets on this patch, it's actually better than what it was previously.
Absolutely. And there is a smiling Stevie Max because we haven't used this term in a while, but it's starting to feel.
Reden wir über die Nautilus? Nein. Ja, nein. Ja, jetzt, also Kraken into Essence Streamer, hört sich das richtig an? Weiß ich jetzt nicht.
And Pays meanwhile isn't getting anywhere near as much on the other side.
Well, that is going to be Vikla going down to half health.
Die haben kein Damage.
T1 throws the kitchen sink at him.
Upgraded, Mercs and Balanced.
This is
auch genervt.
TF. 4 stacks on that Rod of Ages. And yeah, with the quest completed, those Merc Treads are just kind of silly.
And obviously Malphite doesn't build damage. Zeke's will help a little bit with the damage, but it's not like later on in this game, if they fall further behind, he can just ult Diablo and they win by default. Diablo can flash it and kill him, or sometimes just get hit by the ultimate and then shoot him and kill him as well.
Oh no.
Warte mal. Oh. Warte. Keine Fallhöhe, Guys. Könnt ihr immer noch ein 3-2 T1 werden, okay? keine Fallhöhe, bitte.
This Lucian is getting very frightening as the fire kicks are coming on through. Pei is going to get interrupted as Raptor comes on over to clear out vision. And BNK, they just stayed right on this front foot, and it looks like they are never stepping back. T1, speaking of which, they're going to have to.
They can't do anything here. I mean, at least they're getting the cross on the Jax on the top side, but it's being matched by Gnar bottom side, so it's going to be a 2-for-1 in turrets. They already got the top side turret with the roam up from Diablo. And so this is a big trade up again for BNK. The macro really good off of just a pick onto that Aurora. Faker's Aurora now 1 and 2 in this game. Massively far behind because of the passive, but that Rod of Ages early has really given Vikla so much extra safety and agency in this game. And it's a silent GGT Glow Park right now because I think on one side the T1 fans are not happy with how this series has gone. On the other side, the BNK fans aren't going to call it over until it's over.
Not daring to dream
not
just yet.
But it is I mean, dead silent in here. Like when we saw that kill on the Faker, it felt like I was in a library.
Yes. And we've heard that before. It has happened.
Eigentlich Leute für Lass den machen.
For that MSI. Let's see whether we can bring some life back to the
Guter Catch.
It's not going to be for this replay, as this was
Sehr guter Catch.
caught out and clear. Just combos him down.
Brauche einen Early TF 3 Item Spike. Ja, der müsste gleich sein zweites fertig haben. Wenn er Base geht, ich brauche einen Early 3 Item Spike für TF. Schön Rapid Fire reinballern.
I think the way they played out this game as well, with the Trundle into Malphite and the fact that Raptor immediately starts counter jungle against Doran, dives on top of Vikler, and now
Warte mal. Ne, er lebt.
Raptor turns up at perfect time. Good lead strike to get Doran out of there.
Freak Ulti.
To invest it. Ulti now on cooldown as well.
Dragon's up. Dragon, I already got the 2 real ones.
Okay.
My Herald on your top.
Das ist doch ein volles zweites Item hier, oder nicht? Und es ist ein TF mit TP ab. Hey. Wir basen? Ist es Essence Reaver? Das muss Essence Reaver sein. TP Insta. Okay. Items. Oh mein Gott, der TF ist accelerated. Okay. Keine Trundle-Ultis, ein kleiner Bummer. Raptor. Was? Machen die? Mega nah. Ey, das ist so schlecht. Das ist so schlecht. Okay, Doran hat gegrieft. Oh! Bitte! Ja! Rewin! Oder? Right? Oh! Oh! Okay, und das war... No joke. Dieser TF hat so hart gegrieft. Dieser TF hat so hart gegrieft und die haben trotzdem gewonnen. Oh Gott, ja, bitte. Ja. Ja, das finde ich super. What the fuck hat der TF gemacht? God Vibes, no joke. This ain't the gankable lane. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Ja, das war's tatsächlich Simply, der farbenblind war, ja. For fuck's sake, dieser Flash rein.
And Raptor's passive got him so much help in that fight. He went down to so little, and then Carrier dies. He gets the King's Tribute, and you get the big round of applause from Vikler.
He was watching that fight. His sacrifice was valid.
And I think after this, it's looking like Vikler's TF win rate might be in the positives.
It was 50-50 before.
Oh my gosh, this is unprecedented.
Man, this is crazy. T1 getting outclassed tonight.
Wie läuft's bisher?
It's not,
Kurz vor Abfeuern.
I don't want to look at this as like a T1 collapse because I want to celebrate just how good
Sharon, danke für den 11.
Absolutely.
And it's not only they're playing better, it's the way they play around, the tools they know they have. It's a cerebral game as well here for being.
Okay. Wo bleibt meine Rapid Fire Cannon? Das wird nämlich kein Michaels bei Carrier. Wo bleibt mein Rapid Fire Cannon? Junge, Alter, die Yunara hat jetzt Hurricane fertig gemacht. Jesus Maria. Jesus Maria. Ja. Tobi, danke für die 2 Jahre, Bro. Vielen lieben Dank. Ganz viel Liebe an dich, Mann. Oh! Ey! Der lebt. Kannst du tolle Welt mit BFX gewinnen? Natürlich kann ich das. Natürlich werde ich das auch. Natürlich. Du meinst Fiend Hunter. Oh, wait, der hat verkauft. Oder er hat's andauernd. Ja, er hatte Runat. Okay. Diese Yunara ist so fucking useless.
They're looking like Han Solo and Carbonite right now.
It's either that or it's Homer Simpson, like inside the hedge.
Well, I think they're going to have to hope for a little Kool-Aid man coming bursting through. If they're going to come back in this one, and I apologize for the humor, but right now this game looks like it is over.
Klar hat er das, Opa, er hatte es, Ruhe.
And it's 2 minutes to go until the next one here, but BNK have their eyes around Baron Vision. And this is a very, very strong Diablo setup here. Two items for Pays, but there are just so many.
Wo ist mein... Wie lange war der TF nicht mehr Base? Der sitzt seit 5 Minuten auf dieser Slingshot. Das muss ein fertiges Rapidfire sein, oder nicht? Right geht sofort Base und hol dir die Kanone.
Not to mention the fact that Diablo is just dashing up to him and trying to kill him by himself every single fight. Like, this guy has absolutely no fear, and he will continue to do so. I feel like Kellen has found the perfect AD carry for him.
Yes.
Because Kellen has always been a babysitter support, right? A lot of the reasons why we were critical of Kellen is that he wasn't quite as able to start fights. Well, you don't need to start fights. Diablo will start.
Okay, er braucht wahrscheinlich noch die Gromp.
We have said this about Kellen a lot. You know, his Renata wasn't about his hand.
Das heißt, die Gromp muss ihm...
Positioning, his bailout timing.
Dicker, kannst du jetzt basen? Wo ist deine Rapidfire?
Really, you know, we're championing when it was his best champion, right? And we were like, maybe it's his only champion for a little while. But he has really evolved, and he's looking better on engaged supports too this season as well.
Absolutely.
But I do think you have a really strong point here, because if he trusts Diablo and he's just going to play support and not be the guy who goes in, he's the guy who allows his AD carry to go in, it's a match made in heaven. And
okay.
The gates are opening.
Es ist ein Rapidfire. Okay. Alright. Wir sind ready.
These items, by
okay.
Absolutely ridiculous for BNK. 3 items on Vikla.
Okay.
Very important. Those gold cards can hit from a really long way away, and with that
kein Michaels.
Really hurt. And Diablo, he's got 3 done. So they're looking.
Dach.
There is the engage from Ono, though. They're looking to try and get on top of Diablo.
Hätten wir jetzt noch Barrier Diablo, ha?
For such a long time, but finally he's taken down the flash from Raptor, though. No AD carries.
No shot at Cleanse. No shot. TF holt die draußen. No fucking shot. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, this was the best possible T1 in terms of the engage. Unfortunately, Pays was a quick, snappy reaction there by BNK, and now
ja, Megana ist noch available. Ja, okay.
I think for T1 is Doran might actually also be in trouble here as Clear gets his Narbar. House won't connect, but TP has to be committed, and Raptor soloing this. I think just Ocean Soul over to BNK.
Ja, die Tower ist leider nicht so useful. Die ist so stark, aber nicht so useful. Oh yeah.
Have his health bar bounce around.
With the
we're gonna need a lot more Executioner's Callings than just the one on Pays, I think. As the healing is just going to be a little bit nuts. Diablo is obviously very far up, so Owner finds a great angle here.
Vielleicht war sogar insane, ne? Aber bringt ja nichts.
Angle from Owner, but the follow-up from Pays unfortunately puts him in harm's way. And Raptor has flash, so he can follow on him. If Raptor doesn't have flash there and Pays actually gets away, he kills Raptor, and they probably end up getting way more than that. Clear was not even here, by the way, for the initial part of this.
Also hier soll es auch schneien, aber es hat noch nicht geschneit. Dach. Ja.
That he does not like to see. Another unstoppable force comes down, but where's the follow-up? Faker does find Diablo is going to get taken out. Doran now going to dive in on top of Raptor, who's looking so difficult to kill.
Nee, oder? Nee, oder? Nee, oder? Nein. Nein.
The wallets are so heavy that these fights that shouldn't be winnable for this comp anymore, or shouldn't be winnable for this comp at this late in the game with this are still kind of playable, because clearly is a secondary AD carry threat here. But I gotta say, 2 times in a row,
that's
too many. Because now we're looking at a world where if this happens a 3rd time and T1 actually get a more direct punish, there's a way back into this game. And I think for BNK,
sofort Flash haben auf Lucian, es reicht.
Remember, we said this Lucian is the damage. He is the one. So you cannot be losing him initially. And the fact that Owners found 2 of these angles in a row means it could be a 3rd. Now BNK going to start the Baron and look for a potential turn as T1 rush over. Heavy lifting here from Clear. Hysterix procs here in the end of this fight. So you can see T1 watch on. No flash for Owner. He has his ult.
Clear's going in. There's
Far forward.
For the angle. Look at that Narbar. Still, he has to get ulted by Owner to make sure that they have the peel. And Owner might be
Stein down.
He has saved his AD carry, but he has to sacrifice himself. That means the jungle is dead and the Baron should go over to BNK.
Yeah, this was a desperate situation for T1 no matter which way you look at it. They wanted to get in there, look for some sort of engage with BNK.
Alright.
Just holds
Geh mal hin.
and tries to fight on the Baron pit itself. Modern BNK says, no, we're going to actually play around the pit. We're going to put our Gnar, still build his Gnar bar on the outside of the pit, drop Baron, and look for the fight away from the Baron. Don't give T1 the opportunity. The evolution of this squad moving here is definitely felt. An owner's sacrifice here is enough to save the rest of his teammates, but the Baron will go over to BNK, who pushed their lead up to 7,500.
Is Edo just like the greatest coach of all time if they somehow manage to win the LCK Cup, Wolf?
He was the greatest kart rider coach.
See what I'm saying? Like, maybe just everything he touches turns to gold. And like, this is the same roster. Like, it's absolutely absurd. As, yep, the library continues here. As Doran, he's going to get pillared momentarily. Vikla looks to try and find a gold card, but Doran gets himself out of there. He's going to be okay for the moment. Problem is, does not really change the state of this game. This large minion wave. What the heck was that damage?
What's that turret?
That's a Lich Bane proc with some crystalline overgrowth, I guess.
There's
that tower just dies.
There's no TP for Faker. There's no TP for Doran. There's only one ward they could use to try to flank anyways. They just have to wait this out, but it's 2 more minutes. This should be the beginning of the end, barring a huge mistake. Some miracle flash ult from Owner onto Diablo with follow-up.
Diablo hat Flash ab wieder.
They're going to play it safe, and T1 fans pray they make that error.
This is crazy though, as Carrier
Schön.
gets pillared. There's another Destiny to come forward as Carrier looking very worse for wear. Vikla decides not to gate just yet, finally pulls the trigger.
Okay, kriegen wir eine Nahulti zurück? Wir kriegen eine Nahulti zurück. Tot.
He tries to go between worlds, but unfortunately,
Wartet.
to the world that nobody wants to go to.
Wartet.
His owner, he's going to get turned on as well and eaten by a raptor. Is this just
Wartet.
the game? Is this just the end of the series? Has B&K done it? It was only 3 best of 5s between these organizations.
Wartet. Nein.
Even
Oh.
that score
Oh.
as there's the obviously there from Diablo and they will
Und ab ins Lower Bracket.